welcome Vaidehi Chitnis. Take it away.
Good evening and welcome everyone to part 2 of the Fall Online Speech Contest training. For those of you who joined us for the first time, please note that this training is split into 3 parts and we covered part 1, which included the speech contest rules and the general procedure for the contest on July 16th. And the YouTube link is available for you to review. Today, we are going to cover part 2, which deals with contest prep, and we are going to go over the contest checklist. So just give me a minute when I share my presentation. So as I said, today we will cover contest prep, the checklist. So what I'm going to cover is, what is it that the contest chair, the chief judge, and the contestant need to do before the contest, during the contest, as well as after the contest is concluded? Since our PQD, DTM4, and Golden has graciously introduced me, let's just keep moving fearlessly forward with this presentation. This is what we are going to cover today. So I'm just going to give you an overview. We will begin with the Fall Online Speech Contest timeline. We will then move on to the final session, that is the training for the Fall Online Speech Contest. I will also share the timeline for the international speech as well as the evaluation contest. We will then move on to the checklist for the contest chairs. We will take a small break in which I will address all of your questions. So as Anne mentioned, we are going to hold off till I finish the section of the training, and then I will open the floor for the questions. I will then move on to the chief judge checklist. We will again address a few questions from you all, and then we will talk about the contestants checklist, followed by a Q&A. I would like to share at this point that on our part, we are doing our absolute best to cover as much in detail as possible about the speech contest during these 3 trainings. But please bear in mind that this is fantastic teamwork between all of us. So it is the responsibility of each and every one who is a part of this contest, which includes the contest chairs, the chief judges, the contestants, and in fact, each one of you who wants to be a part of this contest and wants to ensure that the contest is well run and enjoyable for everyone. So let's understand why we are going over the speech contest checklist. Whenever we decide to take on anything in our life, 2 things are very important: to plan ahead and carefully, and also to stay organized. And how does it help us? It helps us to ensure that the speech contest is conducted professionally and it is a successful contest, enjoyable for each one of us. Please bear in mind that although these speech contest checklists are strongly recommended, they are not a requirement as per the speech contest rulebook. Now let's go over the timeline for the online speech contest. The online speech contest is going to start at the club level, moving on to the area, division, and concluding at the district 38 level. You have to complete your club level contest between September 1st to September 30th, the area level contest between October 1st to October 14th, the division level between October 15th to October 31st, and our District 38 online speech contest is scheduled for Saturday, November the 15th. If you see below, I have shared the link for the timelines for this contest. And then we will have a final fall online speech contest training at the same time, 7 to 8:30 p.m. EST, for the convenience of everyone, so all can attend. And it is going to be on a Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. But remember, you need to register for the training in order to be a part of it. So I have shared the link for the training in this presentation as well. This year, that is the 2025-2026 Toastmasters year, we have three contests. The first, of course, as we know, is the Fall Online Speech Contest. And we also have our International Speech and the Evaluation Contest. And I will be arranging for trainings for these contest types in November as well as in December. So let's quickly visit the timelines for these contests as well. The club contests have to be completed between Jan 1st to the 31st, the area level between Feb 1st to the 28th, the division level between March 1st and March 31st, and the District 38 finals are scheduled for Saturday, April 25th. I have shared the link for the timeline for these contests at the bottom as well. And now we come to the important part. The contest chair's checklist. The contest chair is the most important role in speech contests. It is the responsibility of the contest chair to ensure that the entire contest is run smoothly and efficiently. But in order to do that, they must know what they need to do before the contest, during the contest, as well as after the contest. So let's understand what we need to do. So contest chair will first plan the budget for the contest. They will, since this is an online speech contest, which I'm referring to, you will arrange for an online meeting platform or an audio visual equipment, and you will follow the rules which are mentioned in the speech contest rulebook to help you. You will also conduct a pre and post contest publicity program. What that really means is that you want to send emails and to spread the word or talk about the speech contest during the meeting, share some information, especially for newer members who are participating maybe for the first time in the contest. You can prepare your flyers, just spread the word around, talk to other members. So you get the tempo and the excitement going for the upcoming contest. And after the contest, we are going to take pictures and even share the names of the winners with everyone. Bill payment. If you have incurred any expenses during the speech contest, just ensure that you pay them promptly. And this is another very important point, is that you're going to verify the eligibility of the speakers who want to compete in the contest, as well as ensure that they are familiar with the speech contest rules as well. I have at the bottom of every slide, I have tried to share the page on which this information which I've shared in the slide is available. Please also take the time to go through the online speech contest rules which are mentioned on page number 21, 22, and 23 of the 2025-2026 speech contest rulebook. What else will the contest chair do? The contest chair will ensure that the audio visual equipment that you are responsible for is functioning properly. Now, this will be very important during an online contest for obvious reasons. So just make sure you check it prior to the contest. You're going to ensure that the chief judge, the voting judges, the timers, and the counters know exactly what they're supposed to do. So just brief them on their duties and their responsibilities during the contest. You're going to ensure that the ballots are counted carefully. And you're going to also ensure that the awards are presented to the winners in a ceremony which would make not just them proud, but all of us who are part of the contest to feel really proud about executing a smoothly run contest. But please remember, you may have people and other members or committee members to help you, but you are ultimately responsible for ensuring that all tasks are completed in the right time. Now that you have understood what we need, what is included in the contest chair checklist, let's understand how you need to prepare, what are the steps you need to take. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to begin with determining a break-even budget. You're going to balance the income and expenses, including any awards, any contest material, any printing or postage or any online platform fees if it's applicable. You're going to select a day and time for the contest and coordinate with the appropriate Toastmasters officer. You will determine the contest agenda. Now, for some of you who are new, you can always check with the prior members or more experienced members or anybody already has a format of the agenda, and you can even use that. So you will need to make sure that you have an agenda ready to go for the contest. And you will arrange for any supplies and services which are required for the contest as well. Please note that if you decide to have an entry fee for the contest, that fee needs to be waived for contestants, and contestants cannot be charged any fee to be a part of the speech contest. You will also order and download participation certificates from World Headquarters for all contest speakers. So yes, you are going to not only order or download the winner certificates for the top 3 or top 2 winners, but you will also need to present the participation certificates to each and every speaker who's a part of the contest. You will order trophies and or download winner certificates from World Headquarters. These are readily, the participation certificates and the winner certificates are readily available on the Toastmasters International website under the speech contest resources, as well as on our District 38 Toastmasters website as well. Please remember, this is very important. So I'm just going to read it exactly as it is worded in the speech contest rulebook. It is a trademark violation to put the Toastmasters logo or the words Toastmasters or Toastmasters International on speech contest awards not purchased from World Headquarters. Now that you know, you have a list to tick off, and then you also know what all you need to do to prepare for the contest. Now let's understand what are the resources which you will need in hand. So these are all the resources which you can print, you can download from the Toastmasters website, print them and keep it on file, and even have your soft copies as well. So I have listed all of them. If you see on page 25, the 2025-26 speech contest rulebook, the entire list of these documents is already there. And this information is also available, as I said, on the Toastmasters as well as the District 38 Toastmasters website. So you need not actually note down the details right now when you're listening to my presentation. What are the next steps you're going to take as a contest chair? You're going to select the chief judge. To appoint a chief judge, you need to you have to ensure that they are eligible to be a judge for the speech contest. And in order to do that, you have to refer to the eligibility section in the rule book in order to ensure that the chief judge satisfies all the requirements for the chief judge role. You will determine the method of communication or a private signal with the chief judge in case the contest needs to be paused. Now, you'll wonder, why do we need to pause the contest? It could be because of maybe a technical problem, or if there is a protest raised, or there could be any other number of reasons, but you need to decide with your chief judge what is the signal or how you're going to communicate with each other during the contest. Any speech contest requires not just the contest chair and the chief judge, but a whole team working together to ensure the contest is a huge success. So let's understand what are the other supporting roles which you also require as a part of this contest. And they are roles which include sergeant-at-arms and other roles. When I'm talking about other roles, it could mean appointing an interviewer to interview the contestants, and also a Zoom master in the case of the online speech contest. Okay, so now you have taken your next steps, which include you appointed the chief judge, you appointed the supporting roles, but then you also need to ensure that you brief them on their responsibilities and let them know exactly what is expected of them. This, in terms of experienced members, they might already know exactly what to do, but please bear in mind that there might be newer members who are participating in the contest for the first time. So make sure that you help them understand exactly what is expected, how they need to go about everything to ensure that it's a smooth sailing for all of us. After this is done, the next step you're going to take is you are going to notify the officials. You're going to let them know the date and the time of the contest, as well as a pre-contest briefing. As per the speech contest rule book, they have suggested to allow ample time. And as an example, they have mentioned at least 2 weeks before the club contest. You have now informed the contest officials, but what about our contestants who are such an important part of the speech contest? You are also going to notify the contestants of the time and the date of the contest and the pre-contest briefings. But the timeline for this is between 2 to 6 weeks before the contest. Okay, so just remember, try to have notify them in advance. You give them a lot of time to prepare and to ensure that they attend the contest. When you are arranging for the briefing and when you're going to share information about the speech contest with the contestants, please also share this information package, which would include the speech contest rulebook, the speech contestants profile, the speaker certification of eligibility and originality, and any relevant training material for the online platform. Because we are in case when we are conducting, especially the online speech contest. And of course, you're going to verify the eligibility of all the participants. For that, you can use the eligibility assistant in Leadership Central on toastmasters.org to confirm if a contestant is a paid member of a paid club and also to ensure that to check if they are district leaders. A contest chair can disqualify a contestant based on eligibility criteria. But if you find that a contestant is ineligible at any level of the contest, please ensure that you let them know promptly. And our club officers, as well as our district leaders, can use this eligibility assistance as well. Now that you have followed all the steps very systematically, you're already doing really well. So what are you going to do next? You are going to decide when you're going to have your contestants briefing, and let's go over the details of it as well. So during the briefing, you're going to verify not only the presence of the contestants, but please take the time to pronounce their names correctly. We have members coming from different clubs, and please bear in mind that people are sensitive to how their name is pronounced. So take the time and work with the contestant and ensure that you're taking their first and their last name correctly and you're pronouncing it correctly. Now, on the day of the contest, after the ballots have been collected, we will have our contestants interview. That is, you will have a brief informal interview of each and every contestant. So just let them, especially the new contestants, know that this is how it's going to work. So they're also prepared to answer some interesting questions from the interviewer. You're going to review the speech contest rules, of course, with all the speakers. And you're also going to review the speaker's certification of eligibility and originality. You're going to remind the contestants that by signing this form, they are certifying that they have indeed read and also understood the rules regarding eligibility as well as originality. What else are you going to check? What is it that you're going to cover in the contestants briefing? You're also going to ensure that you cover and review the timing protocol with speakers. The timing protocol has been covered by me in part 1 of the training. So please bear in mind that you have to let the contestants also know how we are going to follow the timing process. That is, all the online speech contests have a 5 to 7 minute speech, and then at 5 minutes we are going to raise the green flag, at 6 minutes the yellow, and at 7 minutes the red. So you're going to kind of take the time to explain how the timing works with each and every contestant. You're going to acquaint contestant with the exact speaking area. For the online speech contest, you're going to work with each contestant to test their audio and video and set a standard speaking area based on the limitations in their settings. The speaking positions, that is, which contestant is going to go first, second, third, and so on, you're going to determine their positions as dictated by the rules. So I have covered this in part 1 of the training as well. And you can also always visit the speech contest rule book to understand how you're going to go about deciding the speaking positions. For the online speech contest, you're going to ensure that all contestants are comfortable using the online platform as is required for the online speech contest. So you have now completed all the steps, and now it is the day of the contest. By now, if you follow all these steps, you will be probably well prepared. But let's understand what you're going to do on the day of the contest. You are going to open the contest with a brief introduction and inform the audience. So this section, which I have mentioned here, is also readily available in the speech contest rulebook. You do not have to take it down and note it down right now. You can just use this in the part and include it in your contest chair script. For the online speech contest, you will have to include the speech contest statement. If it is not posted in writing, please refer page number 22 of the 2025-2026 speech contest rulebook. This also, I have included the entire paragraph, which you need to include, is included in part 1 of the training as well. But please reach out to me if you have any questions and doubts about this, so I can even respond to your emails after the presentation. You're going to introduce each speaker. Please remember, there are no preliminary remarks about the speaker. You should not talk about the subject of the speaker's speech, or the club they belong to, or the club location, or the residence of the speaker. So what you're going to do is, when you introduce each speaker on the day of the contest, the only thing you're going to say is the contestant's name, the speech title, and the contestant's name. Please speak slowly and clearly when you're introducing the contestants. This will help the voting judges to take a note of the contestant's name as well as the title of their speech. Definitely confirm that all audio-visual equipment is working as per the contest rules. What happens when all the speeches are concluded? You will have to ensure that you ask the voting judges as well as the tie-breaking judge to complete their ballots. At this point, the ballot counters will collect the ballots from all the voting judges. But please remember, it is only the chief judge who will collect the timer sheets from the timers and verify them. And they will also collect the ballot from the secret tie-breaking judge. Once all the ballots and the timer sheets are collected, the chief judge and the ballot counters will leave the room and proceed to the ballot counting room. Please remember, in terms of confidentiality, All ballot counters, tally sheets, and the time record sheets are considered confidential. Please also remember that the chief judge has to ensure the proper disposal of all the contest forms, but this will be only after the contest is concluded. Please keep them with you till the winners are announced. You will keep a list showing the placement of all contestants in case the winner or alternate cannot compete at the next level. So it can happen that, say, a contestant wins at the club level, and for whatsoever reason, they cannot compete in the next level, that is the area level contest. The highest placed winner can attend the next level of the contest in place of them. So just maintain that list. Please note that while the ballot counters are counting the ballots, the contest chair or a member that you have appointed to interview the contestants will move forward and conduct the interview of all the contestants. At the conclusion of the contest speeches and while the results are being tabulated, the interviewer will introduce the contestants again, but this time they will share the name of the club, the area, and the district that they represent, and they will also present their participation certificates. A brief informal interview can be conducted at this time, and you can use the contestant's biographical information as a guide. So this is included in the contestant's profile. When you send the forms to the contestants, you're going to send the contestant's profile as a part of the other forms, and you can use this information and share it with the interviewer, who can use it to ask questions. When the interviews are concluded, you are going to collect the results from the chief judge. Now, please understand, when we say this, it means that you have to wait for the chief judge to indicate that they are indeed done with the ballot counting and tabulating the results, and they have moved in and they are ready to present the results to you. So just work with the chief judge in order to ensure that you are keeping an eye on the chief judge during the contest, so you will know when they are ready. During the contest, there can be protest or disqualifications. So how are you going to address them? Protests are limited to voting judges and contestants only. The chief judge, the contest chair, the voting judges, and the contestants must not consider potential protest from any audience member. Any protest must be lodged with the chief judge and or the contest chair prior to the announcement that the contest is adjourned. The chief judge should resolve protests prior to contest being adjourned. But before announcing the results, the chair must announce if any time disqualifications occurred, but not the name of the contestant involved. Disqualifications for originality, reference to another contestant, or another contestant's speech are also not announced. When you close the contest, please remember to thank each and everyone who was a part of the contest and make them say something nice, appreciate the time and effort and the hard work that everyone has put in to ensure that the contest was successful. And finally, what will the contest chair do? You will provide, just a minute. You will provide the contact details of all contestants to the chief judge. The chief judge will then complete a form called the Notification of Contest Winner. It's form number 1182. You will confirm that the chief judge has indeed submitted the form to the next level of the contest chair of the next level of the contest. You will send news releases and photos, if possible, to each winner's community newspaper and company publication if applicable. And you will ensure all contest-related bills are, of course, paid promptly. And before we move on to the Chief Judge checklist, I'm opening the floor for questions, if any, from our participants.
Vaidehi, Chris is going to handle the questions from the chat first. She will present
Okay,
them to you,
sure,
and
sure.
then we can go to people who are raising their hands.
Absolutely.
So, Vaidehi, there was a question about how you handle the submission of the ballots, the ballot counters room, everything when it's a virtual contest.
Okay. So thank you so much for that question. So in terms of online speech contest, what you are going to do is in part one of the training, I had shared a few suggestions towards the end of that training. Is what you can do is you can have a Google Sheet, a shared Google Sheet, where you can have your, and just ensure that the Google Sheet is shared with the chief judge and the ballot counters. The only thing you're going to ensure is that the each judge should not know what the other judges like what is the ballot that they have submitted, right? It is the same as we have during our normal in-person contest as well. So you can decide in advance what is the way in which you would like the judges to submit their ballots. You can also take a picture of the bottom portion because, as you know, the entire ballot should not be submitted to the ballot counters. You just have to sign and write your name and the three winners, and then you send it. Only the bottom portion, you take a picture and you can submit it. You can decide whether you want to send it through a text or you want to share it through Google Sheet, and in that way you can coordinate. But please decide how you want to do this prior to the contest. And the Zoom master also should have a breakout room, which is separate for a chief judge, for the contestants, so and for the voting judges, so that you can coordinate this and ensure the confidentiality element. Chris, Anne, do you want to share any thoughts with regard to
Yes, the chief judge will set it up. They can set up a text group
this point?
for the judges to submit their ballots to the chief judge and ballot counters for the day, what Vaidehi had said about taking a picture. I believe, Chris, you had brought up a question in an email, I believe that about how the voting should be submitted. Could you clarify that for us?
Yeah, in the rule book for online contests, unlike the online contest we had during COVID, it states that you cannot use any type of voting tool, such as Google Sheets. So if we are following the rules in the rule book for an online contest, you will have to photograph the bottom of the slip of the judge's ballot and submit those.
So they will need to set up their group, and the chief judge will do that. Correct, Chris?
Yes.
Okay. Back
Well,
to you, Chris.
Vaidehi, there's another question. Can the contest chair also be the interviewer?
Did we lose her?
We may have. She was having some issues, so she'll probably come right back in. But the answer to that is yes. At the club level, it sometimes is difficult to fully staff a contest. So if you look at the rule book, it does, clearly state that when you are able to, how many judges, tie-breaking judges, and et cetera, that you need. but if you are short-staffed, you can do with less, but the contest chair can be the interviewer and have that dual role.
Okay, I think she's back.
And then Tony has a question.
Yes.
Heidi, are you back with us? Yes.
Yes.
Tony, you want to ask your question?
Yes. My question is, I noted on your slide you had where the chief judge submitted all the paperwork. Prior contest, I thought it was the contest chair's responsibility. Is it supposed to be, or could it be either or?
Which paperwork are you referring to? Like, which exact paperwork are you talking about?
You had where they submit the winners to the next level. Say we have a contest at my club, and then
Yeah.
we have to submit it to our area director.
Yeah.
Would it be the chair's responsibility, or is it the chief judge's?
The chief judge, as per the contest, the 2025-2026 speech contest rule book, it is the chief judge. And even last year too, the chief judge was the one who submitted it to the next level.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I have another question in chat. How do we
Yes.
keep the tiebreaker judge anonymous if they are to be sent into a room?
Thank you for that question. So I would suggest that before you decide to have the contest, please work with your Zoom master and have a separate breakout room for the tie-breaking judge. And this breakout room, only the chief judge should have access to, for the simple reason is that the tie-breaking judge is a secret tie-breaking judge, and only the chief judge has to know the identity of the tie-breaking judge. So you will have to make sure that they are the only two people who will be coordinating for the submission of the ballot from the tie-breaking judge. It will not be any other voting judge who will know about the tie-breaking judge, nor the ballot counters. Nobody else other than the chief judge will know about the identity of the tie-breaking judge.
And how would you do it for an in-person contest?
Okay.
Can we just concentrate on the online for now?
Okay.
And we'll talk about the in-person in the fall,
Okay.
so we don't confuse. If we could do that. I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Cannot the just because if you put them in a room, they might know, right? Someone's left the area because everybody wants to know who the secret person is, right? So we're nosy busybodies. So what we could do is have the chief judge and the tiebreaker judge have their own group chat where the tiebreaker and the chief judge would communicate that way, and she would tell her that she needs her ballot, and at that point, then the tiebreaker would forward her ballot to the chief judge, and that would sort of act as if we were in person. You don't open that ballot unless you absolutely
That's
need it.
correct.
Is that correct?
Yes. The tie-breaking judge's ballot is opened only if there is a tie. And I think the suggestion which you just shared is a very good suggestion, and we can definitely do that because then nobody knows who the tie-breaking judge is, and we also ensure the confidentiality of the chief judge, the tie-breaking judge as well. So thank you so much for sharing it.
And that is all the questions in chat.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. And now let me just share my screen again, my friends. Just give me a minute. Okay, thank you. Now we come to the second most important role during a speech contest, and that is a wonderful chief judge. Now, just as we understood what a contest chair needs to do before, during, and after the contest, let's also visit what the chief judge needs to do before, during, and also after the contest. So, what will they do first? You will appoint and counsel voting judges, the counters, the timers, and your secret tie-breaking judge. So some of you had mentioned that you are going to, if you wanted to know more about the chief judge role, so here is all the information that will help you be thoroughly prepared for the contest. So you're, not only are you going to appoint, this is your team, and you're going to appoint all of these roles. You will also serve as the chief counter, provide each counter with the counter's tally sheet, which is form number 1176. You will encourage all contest officials to view the online speech contest trainings. You will conduct the chief judge's briefing for voting judges, the counters, as well as the timers. So basically what it means is not only do you appoint your team of voting judges and the counters and timers and the tie-breaking judge, it's also important to brief them on their roles and responsibilities. I especially want, in particular, you should be particular about this in terms of members who are new or fairly new to the contest. And for experienced member, this is just revisiting and going through these roles and understanding the responsibilities one more time. You're going to conduct the judge's briefing as per the guidelines in the rule book. And you're going to, of course, determine a method of communication or a private signal with the contest chair in case the contest needs to be paused for whatsoever reason. This is the list which you're going to distribute to each voting judge, which includes a list of the contestants in speaking order. You're going to distribute the judge's guide and ballot. Of course, the speech contest rulebook, the judge's certification of eligibility and code of ethics, 1170, and any pertinent training material which is relevant to the online platform for the online speech contest. What else will you do before the contest? So you're going to conduct the chief judge's briefing. During the briefing, these are the steps which you are going to take. And what are those? You're going to instruct judges on the protocol and the procedure to handle any unexpected challenges during the contest. Planning this beforehand ensures that on the day of the contest, you know exactly what to do. All the voting judges and your entire team knows exactly what to do. You're going to ensure that judges view the contest in a location that has a secure, uninterrupted viewing setup with reliable internet. You're going to explain the procedure for handling technical issues. Now, because we have an online speech contest, this is going to be very important. Please do your utmost to check point 2 of this slide. You're going to review the judge's guide and ballot and the speaking area. You're going to brief ballot counters on using the counter's tally sheet. You can, at the bottom of, as I said, at each slide, I have given a reference for the page number in the speech contest rulebook from where I have taken all the information. And also, please read through the online speech contest specific information, which is on page 21 to 23 of the speech contest rulebook. What else will the chief judge do before the contest? You're going to review the speech contest time record sheet and instructions for the timers with the timers. You're going to provide the timer with a stopwatch. You will brief the timers on the proper use of the timing equipment. You will ensure that all contest officials are familiar and comfortable with the online platform for the online speech contest. Now, you, just like a contest chair, you as the chief judge have also followed all the first steps before the contest. What is it that you're going to do on the day of the contest? Let's find out. You're going to collect the speech contest time record sheet and instructions for timers from the timers. You're going to collect the tiebreaker's judge's guide and ballot from the tiebreaker judge. You're going to resolve any protest that may arise. In order to understand what are the protest and disqualification criteria, I have shared the page number for reference. So the page number 17 and page 28 of the 2025-2026 speech contest rulebook lists down all the criteria which are covered under protest and disqualifications. You're going to oversee the counting process and ensure that all the ballots are counted twice for accuracy. And now that you are done with preparing before the contest, you have also followed all the steps on the day of the contest. What is it that a chief judge needs to do after the contest? You're going to complete the notification of the contest winner form 1182 and provide it to the contest chair of the next level of the contest. Now for this is my humble request to each one of you who's going to or planning to be a chief judge. The timelines for the online speech contest at the area and division level are pretty tight. So I would really urge you that as soon as you conclude with your club level contest, just complete the notification of contest winner form and send it to the next level contest chair. It will just help them get better prepared and get moving with the next steps for the contest. So just try your best to be mindful of doing things on a timely basis. You're also going to ensure that all contest forms are disposed of in a way that contains confidentiality, especially contestants are invited to respond to a protest. Contestant invited to respond to a protest must not be informed of the result of the protest. Okay. I am going to now stop and take any questions for the section. If anyone has any questions, please, can you let me know?
Vaidehi, can you explain about the different rules for the online contest? And is there a whole separate rule book for the online contest than for the international?
So in the speech contest rulebook for 2025-2026, the general rules have been included, but there is also a separate section in the same rulebook which pertains specifically to the online speech contest rules. So those are available from page number 21, 22, and 23 of the rulebook. So please go through all the details. Other than that, I have also shared the details in part 1 of the training as well. So you have both the references for you to prepare for the contest.
And where can they find the most recent rule book? Is it on the District 38 site, or should they be going out to Toastmasters International?
Okay. I must say that I absolutely love our District 38 Toastmasters website. It is always beautifully updated with the latest information. So you will definitely find this latest speech contest rulebook under the contest resources. And you will also, of course, find it on the Toastmasters International website as well.
Okay. How would a chief judge provide a timer with a stopwatch if it's an online contest?
Okay, so in that case, yes, that's a good question. Let me
Want me to take that?
yeah, Chris, can you just share that? Yeah, of course.
So the when it comes to an online contest and you do select your timers, you do have to ensure that they do have their own stopwatch phone or a stopwatch of their own, since everyone is remote. Some of the clubs online, people are all throughout the United States. So make sure they do have a working timing device before they are selected as timer.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. That was very helpful.
Okay, now what if the contest chair hasn't been identified for the area contest after the club contest? Should the form be sent to the area director or division director instead?
Okay, I would suggest that because the timeline for the speech contest between the area and the division levels are very tight, I would really love for everyone who's involved in the contest training at the area and division level to plan ahead and find someone who will be their contest chair. Other than that, Anne, would you like to share any thoughts with regard to the question which Chris just shared with us?
Yes, thank you, Vaidehi. I
Yeah,
agree with you.
yes,
They have long enough notice that they should be thinking about who their contest chair is going to be at this point in time. They should be planning it now and seeking that person out so that when the club contest ends, they have that person in place.
correct.
And that's what they should be doing. So that come September 30th, that person is already in place to take control of the necessary information that they need to move forward. If not, then it should be going to the area director. But I would expect that the area director and the division director, they have enough notice that they will have their contest person in place.
Thank you so much, Anne. Thank you for clarifying.
Okay, we're going to go to Marie, who has her hand up.
Thanks. That was actually my question. So say if one of the club contests occur on September 4th. So basically, division and area directors, we should have our contest chair identified for the area contest by September 1st, is what you're saying.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. To be prepared.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Definitely.
Thanks.
And Vaidehi, we have one more question in the chat. Are the timing lights shown during the contest?
Oh, yes, of course. So joining any contest, whether it's in person or online, the timer plays a very, very important role. Make sure that the timer is not only present throughout the contest, but they are on the first page of the Zoom. They raise their hand, the hand remains raised all the time, and they are going to use the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6, and the red card at 7 minutes. Of course, please remember that if a speaker goes over the timing, the red card will be raised till the end of that speech.
Vaidehi, if I can add on to that.
Yes, please do.
Since we do have members that are colorblind, please use a timing device that actually spells out the color on the card.
Okay. Thank you so much.
We have a question from Bonnie.
Yes, Bonnie, what is your question?
Yes, so when I was looking at this online for the online speech contest, one of the things that they can provide in the contest resources is backgrounds. So is it a way that the timer can change their background so that it starts out as a gray and then turns to green and then turns to yellow and then turns to red, instead of actually trying to hold a card up to the screen?
No, no, when I talk about the cards, I'm not saying that those physically hold a card. I mean the ones, see, when we have even our normal meetings and online meetings, you do have the background, like
Background.
the entire screen, which changes into green and then yellow and red. So that's what I was actually talking about. So,
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure that we all understand that
yes,
because I think
yes,
I think
yes.
that was not necessarily clear. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
And that's it for questions.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really learning from each one of you and also doing my absolute best to also do everything I can to help you guys as well. Okay, now let us move on. Are you able to see my screen?
You're still showing your slide in,
Hello?
yes,
Okay.
now it's coming
Just
up.
give me a
There you
second.
go.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Just finish this. There you go. Okay, now we come to our contestants, because without contestants, there is no contest. So what do contestants do before, during, and after the contest? So before the contest, every contestant will select a topic and prepare their own substantially original speech, and you will secure and test your own audio visual equipment as well. You will attend all the contestant briefings. You will inform the contest chair of any props which you plan to use during the contest. You will attend the speaker's rehearsal and take note of the speaking area. And of course, you will review the speaker certification of eligibility and originality, because, as you know, by signing this, you're certifying that you have read and understood the rules regarding eligibility as well as originality. Now, my friends, as contestants, you are all set for the day of the contest. But what is it you're going to do during the contest? You're going to set up props and visual aids in the 1 minute of silence prior to your introduction, that is before the contest chair introduces you. You can enlist help from to set up your props or any visual aids from anyone else other than the contest chair and the contest officials. Please, please, please keep an eye on the timer. If you see a red signal, wrap it up, even if you have not finished the speech, because please remember, if your speech goes over 7 minutes and 30 seconds, that is, if hits 7 minutes and 31 seconds, you are going to get disqualified. So all the effort and all the hard work that you have put in, you don't want to get disqualified. So just keep your eye on the timer at all times during your speech. And of course, just all the props and visual aids from the speaking area with the help of any other member other than the contest chair and the contest officials. Now, the reason I've included is that if you have decided to use, say, a PowerPoint or something that you are using during your speech, you have to just ensure that you set it up 1 minute prior to your speech and then promptly take it down once your speech is concluded. Now, these are certain online speech contest rules, which I just wanted to once again highlight. I have covered each and every of the online speech contest rules in part 1 of the training as well. But just to go over it one more time. I'm only covering the first three rules. There are several of them which are covered in the speech contest rulebook. Just scroll down and just read through the speech contest rulebook and then stop at the online speech contest specific rules in the speech contest rulebook. So the online speech contest it enables members to practice public speaking and content development in a competitive setting using an online platform. So the District 38 has decided to have the online speech contest in addition to the international speech contest and the evaluation contest. So as you all know, the international speech contest has to be held by all the districts, but other contests such as the evaluation contest, say the tall tales or the humorous speech contest or the online speech contest are the additional contests which a district can host. The online speech contest has to follow all the rules outlined in the general rules section of the rule book. But please remember, it states that in addition, the following additions and exceptions apply. The online speech contest is conducted with all contestants and contest officials participating live online from physically distant locations. And all contestants and contest officials must participate in the contest live in real time using equipment that they obtain themselves. All briefings and rehearsals must be conducted online. Now, during part one of our trainings, some questions did come up. Please know that on our part, me as the contest advisor and our PQD, DTM and Golden have been very diligent about some sections of the speech contest rulebook where we thought we needed a little more um, information in detail, and we did reach out to Toastmasters International, and we are awaiting responses for them. And we are trying our best to not only address your questions during these sessions, but if you have any other questions, and if we can answer them ourselves, we will definitely do that. But if there's anything that requires further information or more detail or more clarification, we will be reaching out to headquarters, getting an answer, and of course, sharing it with you during our third and final session. So I just want you all to not at all stress out about the speech contest. This speech contest is there for you to just have a good time, enjoy the experience, and everyone who's involved in this, we just want you to know what this speech contest is all about. It's a fantastic opportunity for everyone to learn from one another and to enjoy the experience. So please do not hesitate to reach out to us for any questions which you have, and we will definitely make sure that we help you in every way possible. I have shared some important and helpful links here. So for the speech contest resources, the part one of the fall online contest training, which I had concluded on July 16th, and also the speech contest rulebook. Of course, the rulebook is readily available, as I mentioned, on the District 38 Toastmasters website, as well as the Toastmasters International website as well. And of course, please do reach out to us. These are our email addresses, and please keep an in the copy of all your emails. The reason I say is that I love transparency when I'm working with anyone. I just want to make sure that she's aware of everything that is contest related, and it helps us, both of us as a team, to be well prepared to help you, because that is the intention of this training in the first place. And with that, I have come to the end of my presentation. I thank you so much for your time and your patience. And now we can open the floor for any questions which you might have at this stage of the training.
There are no questions in chat, so please just raise your hands if you have a question. Sandy.
Sandra.
Take yourself off mute.
That's what I was working on. I'm sorry. It took me a minute. we might have covered this in the last meeting, and maybe this is a question for the areas and the divisions, but will we be given a Zoom account to use for the contest, or is that something that we're going to have to do? We're going to have to worry about and source. For our club contest, we're fine. We're corporate clubs, so we have WebEx that we'll use, but for I'm thinking area level clubs.
You will be
We can use my
using
division.
your division, right? You will be
Okay.
using your division Zoom accounts. Your
Okay,
division
thank you.
directors will work with you.
Perfect. Forgive the
Marie-
question. I'm new to all
Nope,
this.
No,
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 you're
absolutely
a
fine.
brand new area director. It's perfect, Sandra. So thank you for the question.
And
Thank you.
Marie did answer you in the chat. Yes. we
Yes,
can
she
use
did.
it.
I think I love that you all ask questions, and I'll explain why. One thing is that in this group, we have experienced members who might already know a lot, but please also know that there are lots of new members. There are lots of relatively new members, and every time we discuss such things, they are also listening, they are also learning. I think it becomes a very productive kind of a interaction. So please do not hesitate to ask us questions. Yes?
Tony.
Yes, Tony.
Hello, everybody. Would you say that it would be maybe even, I don't want to say best practice, but for the areas to maybe do two areas together, knowing that we're probably going to have smaller turnout. We might not have smaller turnout, but I know there's a lot of work that goes into it. There's a lot of people. I can't imagine us trying to put together 4 or 5 areas separately in 1 month. That
If I may answer that, Vaidehi.
Yes, yes, of course, Anne. Absolutely. Please go ahead.
Okay, Michelle Westgate and I have talked about that. You can hold individual contests on the same day. Please listen to the wording. They will be considered individual contests. They're not combined. They're not
no.
together. Each contest
Yes.
must be adjourned before you start the next contest.
Next.
If that means that you have to give your awards out at the end, then you do that. But I believe the rule book states you have to adjourn it.
Yeah.
But the rule book will allow you to give your awards out at the end of the day's events. Let me just put it that way, right?
Yes.
But they're considered individual. And the reason why you must adjourn it, because if you don't, you're leaving that first individual event open. You don't want to do that. So you adjourn the first event, then you hold the second individual contest and adjourn that. And then if you want, you can do the awards at the end of the day's events. I would recommend no more than 2 area contests together. Now, in some divisions that may have 5, if it's small enough, of course, you might combine 3 because you don't know what the attendance is. Did I answer your question with clarity, Tony?
Yes, yes, you did.
Okay.
I also, in the area director training, they did go over how you would have to start one, stop it, finish that one, go on to the next, but all awards had to wait till the end.
They don't have to. You can. They don't have to wait to the end.
Okay.
There's no such thing as have to. All right.
Got
Let
it.
me clarify that.
And
You want to keep everybody there, though.
Right. So then you wait to the end. All right. But let's
Yes.
just watch our words here.
Okay.
All right.
And
It's the
Marie
sales
Moretti
pitch of the
will be
whole
reaching
thing.
out to all the Division F area directors and to discuss this, and we'll be checking with all the clubs to find out how many clubs are actually participating. We have another question in chat. For clubs that only meet in person and may not have a Zoom or any method for meeting online, what is the expectation?
Vaidehi?
And yes,
Yep.
and I would like you to share your thoughts on this.
This is the same question that came up in the previous session, and Vaidehi was very clear on her slide. Would you please bring that up again, Vaidehi, the slide that addressed this?
Just 1 second, give me a second. You can see my slides, right?
Yep.
Oh,
This is a repetitive question, and we've covered it here on this slide. This
Yes.
is the answer per the rule book, right? In addition, the following additions and exceptions apply to the online speech contest. This is an exception. This contest is an option for districts to have in the fall. So therefore, the online speech contest is conducted with all contestants and contest officials participating live online from physical distant locations. That is your answer. So I don't know what else to tell you. If they don't have a Zoom account, then the expectation is they don't have an online speech contest. However, as in any contest, if they have one person that wishes to participate in the fall contest, the club does have the option to vote them up to the area. The exception is if they want to hold a club contest with multiple people, it must participate in the contest live in real time. Does that? Yes. So let's be clear about that. All right. So that is the answer. If you repeatedly get the answer, Vaidehi, please take a snippet of that, PDF it, put it in a gold frame, and put it in chat, and we will attach this to every attachment. This is per the rule book. We are only quoting per the rule book. That is our knowledge, and that's what we have to follow. There is no interpretation other than the black and white language that is in the rule book. All right, Vaidehi, back to you.
Any other
Do you have-
questions?
Yeah, we have Joyce Ruba with a question.
Yes, Joyce.
Hi, I'm an area director. One of my
Yeah.
clubs only meets in person. I have a Zoom account that I use for my home club. I believe I can share my Zoom account and host the meeting for the club that only has in-person meetings normally. Correct?
Correct.
So it's just a matter of finding somebody with a Zoom account to host the special meeting.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your generosity. We'll let everyone in 38 know that you have a Zoom account you're willing to give to any contest out there.
Hey, this is for my area club.
All right, Vaidehi, back to
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Bonnie
Anyone has any
Watson.
other questions?
Bonnie
Yeah,
Watson has a question.
Yes,
yeah,
Bonnie.
my question is about this as well.
Yeah.
I don't have an official Toastmasters issued account for area club or whatever. I only have a personal Zoom one. Can I use it?
Yes.
That's fine. That's all I needed to know.
Right? And you have the time frame, right? It's more than 40 minutes, correct?
Oh yeah,
Just
I have
like
a
me.
I have a
Yeah.
paid account. I have a
There
paid
you
account.
go. Yes, you can
All
use
right,
it.
that's all right. Fine.
We don't have any other questions, but I do want to let everyone know that we will be having a master class on Zoom, being a Zoom master, and settings and just holding an online contest. So we will be using our district Zoom master, Farhat, to host that event. And he will walk through the different settings you can use on Zoom in order to block the chat and mute everyone, all those types of things to make it a very fair contest. So check our masterclass calendar on the District 38 webpage and register as soon as I get a date from him of when he can hold it.
Are there any more questions for Vaidehi? Vaidehi, do you have any final
Okay, thank
comments you would like to make before I have my final comments?
Okay, so I really enjoyed presenting this the training for all our members. And I and Chris, we have been working with each other to get as much information as possible. And the only thing we always were agreeing on and thinking about is how do we make life very simple and easy for all our members? And how do we find the best way to kind of keep all the information, because you see the 2026 2025 2026 rule book has a lot of information. So how do we make it succinct? How do we take whatever is very important and critical for people to know, and then fit it into these three trainings? So that is our purpose, to make sure that we share all the information that you need to ensure that you can enjoy this contest, and then you can also ensure that it is successful, it is run efficiently, and we are here to help you. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us at any point in time. And I will hand it back again, the control of today's meeting, to Anne.
Thank you, Vaidehi. And before I have final announcements, I would like everyone to come off mute, and I want to hear it for Vaidehi because she did a phenomenal job today. So can we hear it for Vaidehi? Awesome job. Woo, 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 woo. We are so much better for this. Oh my God, we are so blessed to have her as our contest advisor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.